This is unloading the quarter-mile steel, pulling it off the flat cars. They got a quarter of a mile of flat car there. Each car carries a certain, they set on a pedestal on there that'll swivel so they can go around curves. And that's a picture of the train with the steel on it. That's how long them sections are. And this is called a burro crane. And it's one that can pick up the steel and travel on a track. And they lay that new rail just alongside the track you see there. And they use that burro crane to position it and pick it up and put it on after they get the old rail out. And that's generally run by the section crew. Here they're taking the dolly off of the track that they use to pull that rail off in flat cars with. And that's the section crew coming home from a day's work. That was their motor cars back in them days. Now this is where we're actually laying, getting ready to lay. That's the burro crane swinging the rail over next to the rail it's going to replace. You wouldn't think of steel as bending like that, but he just drives down the track that's in place and flips it over. That's out by the old turntable and coming around the curve on the 2nd District. And you can see it looks like a piece of pretzel for steel. That's a 135-pound rail, which was the biggest rail made at the time. I don't know if they make any bigger or not. Here they're pulling the spikes off the side, off of half of the track. They lay one rail at a time. And they're pulling the spikes and the anchors that anchor the rail to the ties. That's an anchor puller there.
So they're taking off the old track?
Yeah, there's the old track. They're throwing a section of it off. That cleans the ballast out between the ties because in places they have to put new ties in. And here that's called an edge. And I don't know how to spell that, but it goes along after the ties are in and cuts a groove for the tie plates. This is they're putting asphalt on the ties there because they shaved them off. There they're lining up the tie plates so they're all in a line on the end of the ties to get ready to accept a quarter mile of steel. This is a machine that drags the steel down to the end of the last piece they laid at the joints. Of course, that's a track saw. It takes about 30 minutes to cut through that 135-pound rail. That's so that it cuts it so it's completely square. Now here they've got the track laid and they're going along and putting in the spikes. And then there's spike drivers. They're not the old hammers that you used to see you guys, so it's hydraulic spike driver. This is the rail clamps. They're like open C clamps, and they go down beside the ties and clamp around the rail. Those cars there are the bunk cars for the Indians.
And these were Navajo Indians?
Yeah, they're Navajo Indians.
Now, are we looking at Navajos now, or is this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're Navajo Indians. Every once in a while, the spikers would miss a place, and the guy'd walk along and put a spike down. They'd have to hand drive them in. This is getting up close to the end of the job. There's one of our power switches that was on our interlocker. We're going to throw it by hand. That's the end of the job. there at 8th Street's where the first links ended. And that's the first train by it after they finished the job.
What kind of a train is that?
It's a freight train, and it come through Great Bend and Larned. Because this other track was the one from St. John, and it wasn't ready to roll on.
Okay, now, and where they were laying it was right here in town?
Yeah, right through town.
Right through town. Those are neat pictures.
That was the reason it come about with a quarter-mile steel. The railroads was trying to, all over the country, was trying to eliminate so many broken rails. And them 33-foot pieces with a joint over 33 foot were more subject to breakage than a quarter of a mile. So being Kinsley to Dodge was a high-speed railroad in the United States. It was a 120-mile-an-hour railroad for passenger trains. They decided they would test it here at Kinsley to see how it stood up to the weather, because steel expands and retracts considerably in weather. On a hot summer day it'll expand, and on a cold winter day it'll retract. And the theory was that the quarter mile wouldn't expand and retract near as much because there was more steel to get cold or hot. So they decided they'd bring that in, and they had just built that new river bridge, and they went over that and into town as a test trip, see how it held up. We got a S curve through town, which puts a lot of pressure on the rails when a train goes through them. And that's why they put it in, and it worked out great. We didn't have no more sun kinks, because then on that 33-foot rail it'd kink in a hot day because it expand out and push on the next set of rails and the next set, and then somewhere the pressure get too much and it'd kink, and we'd have to change a rail, or if we didn't catch it, we'd have a derailment, But anyway, it worked out, and now it's all quarter mile steel to Dodge and all over